Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our 10th episode of AI Automation in Service Industries. I'm your host, Stefan. I'm the Operating Officer and Compliance Officer in AI Automatisering, a Norway-based AI consulting company dedicated to secure and responsible implementation of AI. So what are we going to talk about today? We're still on the topic of AI in the financial sector, AI in financial advice. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the 9th episode, the previous episode, where we talked about how to use AI for secure or proper client onboarding for financial advisors. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. And let's go. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to use AI for enhancing personalized financial advice. So this next step from the previous episode where we talked about how to use AI for secure client onboarding, but how about the clients that are already onboarded? How can we secure proper personalized financial advice in a secure manner? So let's go. So what are you going to learn in this episode? You're going to learn some practical ways to implement AI for personalized financial advice. We'll explore a bit about the myths and challenges with AI adoption and how to implement it in the right ways. Navigating some privacy and compliance concerns, especially concerning EU regulations like GDPR and EU AI Act, are more relevant than ever, especially for the financial sector. And also some strategies to integrate AI without losing the human touch, and some real-world applications. So why do financial services need AI in general? So here there are rising client expectations in general for tailored solutions. Clients are generally looking for something that meets their own needs, that they have their own have their own risk levels. Some are less willing to take risks, some are very active on willing to take some losses for the potential for big gains, and other concerns and other goals for what they want to achieve financially. And that's why it's important to understand the specific client, the specific person, the specific business you're talking with. What are their actual goals? What are their motivations in general? And this can vary a lot from person to person, from client to client. And that's why personalization is very important for financial services, for financial advice. And when clients expect this kind of personalization, it's difficult for financial advisors to take on a large amount of clients. They generally need to focus on a few high net worth individuals, maybe. But AI offers some opportunities here for bigger opportunity or for new ways to meet these expectations, for tailored solutions, and for actually making sure personalization can be done in a scalable way for clients like this. And this is important to understand as well for financial advisors, because a lot of people generally who are starting to use ChatGPT and other of these large language models and AI in general, which has become mass marketed over the past year or two, they have started to think about, okay, but do we need financial advisors? Do we need lawyers when we have these things? And yes, we do need them, but it's also important to understand that the people in general are starting to use AI, and then if financial advisors aren't using AI for their services and to enhance the quality and level of service they can provide for their clients, then their clients are going to use these tools themselves and think they don't need financial advice from financial advisors anymore. So this is very important to remember, very important to consider for why financial services need AI here. So how does AI actually look in action? So you can read this article by the Financial Times advisors on how the financial advice industry is already using AI. So you can see here in general, in terms of data analysis, risk management, sales and marketing, and other decision making, already it's used to a large degree in the financial sector. And here it can take the next step from there, even to look at how can you actually create tailored strategies based on dynamic personas, based on understanding your client's needs, your client's goals, and then make strategies based on that in a dynamic way. Not that the AI is doing all the work for you naturally, but that it becomes a useful assistant for you to cooperate with, or even a colleague in a sense, to kind of cooperate with and act together for this in this process. And here is important also to consider between what's where you're using AI or just you as a financial advisor are interacting with the AI, or where you're placing the AI to talk to your client for you. Those are two very different things. So here it's important to separate those clearly, and okay, where do you want to use AI just as an assistant for yourself and for being able to kind of evaluate the feedback you're getting from AI for this process, and where do you want, or is there a possibility of value for placing this AI tool to talk to your client in a sense. And of course, it's completely understandable that when you are talking with high net worth individual, most of the time you're going to do so in either in person, or at least have that kind of personal relationship that is very critical for client relationships like this. But also in some cases, it may be relevant, like with having chatbots or having other assistants that can talk with them outside of your opening hours, or when they just need some kind of quick answers to some things that aren't as high risk. But of course, now I'm going all on a rant, but that's a whole area, a whole different consideration for the opportunities that are there, but so important to consider. If you're going to implement something like this, then you need to consider these things very carefully for making sure to address these risks for the type of solutions you want to implement for your intentions, for your purposes. But a lot of possibilities here, both for automation, generally making your life easier in general, for allowing you to tailor some strategies to based on your client, automate some tasks like data analysis, reporting, to get that stuff done more by itself in a sense, and help also with some enhanced interactions, getting the possibility to use some AI tools for either for yourself to interact with, to get some ideas maybe, or to do research possibly, and use that when you are going out to meet with your clients. So what are some common AI myths, especially in this case? Okay, AI will replace financial advisors. So this is a myth, but it's also an understandable myth. It's important to consider, like I talked about previously in the video. It is important to consider that some clients or some people may think that they don't need financial advisors instead of AI. But this is also why it's critical for financial advisors also to consider how can they integrate AI in their services, so that their clients, or so that your clients maybe don't make that move, so that you can offer a level of service, level of quality that is based on your knowledge, your competence, your experience, together with the possibilities that AI can offer that that your clients can't get just directly from the common openly available AI tools out there. So here, AI can support advisors like you by automating tasks and enhancing insights here. And also, some may think that AI is too complex, too costly for smaller firms, but in fact, there are some scalable, cost-efficient AI solutions that exist. Generally, what we do when we talk with clients is identify what are your needs, what is the business needs, and based on that, we classify 3 different tiers, or in 3 different price ranges. For okay, are you looking for something short term? Are you looking for something long term? And then based on those alternatives, it's up to you to choose the price alternative that fits best for you based on the kinds of technologies that already exist, maybe, or whether it's some new technology that must be developed more or less from scratch. And another common myth that I want to go even deeper into is AI cannot meet compliance requirements. And this is a very important myth because here a lot of basic AI solutions don't think so much about all these compliance requirements, or maybe developed in other jurisdictions, maybe in the United States or so on. But in the EU, we have GDPR, we have the EU AI Act, we have security requirements, and all of these things. And this is very important to consider when implementing AI commercially in your business, when having all of these concerns. But it is possible to satisfy those criteria, and a lot of bigger companies are implementing AI with security in mind, and it is possible. You just need to talk with the rights, get the right guidance, and get in contact with the suppliers who actually prioritize these regulatory needs. So AI tools can be developed to meet these requirements. So compliance isn't just possible, it's essential for serious AI applications in the business, in the B2B markets. So that's what we're very careful about. We collaborate with a lot of the collaboration. We have a lot of collaboration partners in the EU who are very concerned, very occupied, and think a lot about GDPR, EU AI Act, and making sure to have these requirements met when they implement AI solutions in bigger companies, in the public sector, and so on. And we are working very actively with them as well when building out projects like this for companies who have these compliance requirements. So, for instance, GDPR. How can we satisfy the criteria of GDPR? So, of course, it isn't in all cases that GDPR applies when using AI, but if you are processing so-called personally identifiable information, that means personal information from customers or employees or so on, then it's very important to consider GDPR. And here, this needs to be a part of the planning stage in general. For okay, you want or are looking for an AI solution. Okay, they're going to process personal information. Okay, now we need to be very careful about how we implement this in the right way that satisfies the GDPR requirements, making sure we have a lawful basis for processing this, and making sure that, okay, where is the data stored, where is the data processed, making sure to keep that within the European Economic Area, or to at least have the right agreements, like a data processing agreement, if there are processing that happens in in a country outside of the EEA, and so on. And these are the types of things we consider very carefully when mapping out the possibilities for AI development. Here, addressing where GDPR applies, where it doesn't apply, and where it applies, making sure the right steps are taken for compliance. So how about the EU AI Act? So of course this is a new regulation. It came out this August and will just be stricter and stricter over the next couple of years, with heavy penalty fines for those who don't meet the requirements here. So this is also something that is very important to consider, especially for the financial sector, financial services industry. We have this article here by Ernst & Young, who says that the financial services industry has been identified as one of the sectors where AI could have the most significant impact. So it's really important, especially for the financial sector, to consider the EU AI Act very carefully. Not just with the transparency requirements, having basic chatbots informing that they're actually talking with a machine, they're talking with AI, but also that a lot of the possibilities and applications within the financial sector may be classified as high-risk systems, especially as we can see here, they talk about in Ernst & Young here, talk a little bit about processes and AI used for worthiness assessment, evaluation of risk with AI premiums for customers. That falls under high risk category. Also, AI systems used in operating and maintaining financial infrastructure, that is also critical, classified as high risk. It doesn't mean that it's illegal. It's possible to implement these systems, but it has to consider that it is a high risk system and then take the proper risk mitigation strategies and addressing these concerns and making sure to comply with the requirements when it meets the definition of a high risk system. So here we recommend generally a precautionary approach, like even for non-high risk systems, adopting best practices for transparency and accountability, and then especially for high risk systems, taking very careful precautions, making sure to take the necessary risk assessments and risk mitigation. So based on that, we've gone over GDPR, we've gone over EU AI Act and so on, but generally what's important for you or important for your client, of course, is to feel that they are getting their needs met, they are getting their getting their financial advice probably personalized, but also having good relationship with you as their financial advisor, right? That's a critical area for something so sensitive as a financial financial advice, right? Because it's their money and they need to be sure that they can trust you, right? So of course you can't just replace that essential human relationship with an AI to replace you. In a sense, you need to find the right balance between using AI, and automation with your human expertise, and finding the right balance here requires some thinking about what you actually want to get out of your financial service. What are your values, in a sense? What kind of service do you want to deliver and focus on for your clients, where you shine the best, or where you provide the most value, where you shine the best, what you generally are the best at, in a sense, and then using this AI automation more as a supporting tool for that instead of a replacement for that. I think that is pretty critical here. And using AI for processing data, provide good insights, but human advisors, you provide the critical context here, you provide the trust, and then you can focus on the tasks where AI complements that, not replaces your effort. And also make sure to clearly communicate with your clients where AI is actually being used and placed in your services, building confidence and understanding on how you use AI in practice, and especially not only for the transparency risk under the EU AI Act, but especially with the human risk or with a high risk systems, being very careful about how this is implemented and having clear transparency in how this is used and how the decisions are made based on those. So what are some of the key takeaways we've gotten from this episode to make AI work for financial advice? So compliance is achievable, but you have to make sure to have clear priorities. You have to understand some of the requirements and work with the suppliers who actually take and address these regulations and how to actually meet these requirements. Also, invest in solutions designed for meeting these regulatory needs and having the proper transparency for these systems. Also build a collaborative model, possibly where AI supports rather than replaces you as advisors, and possibly start with pilot projects. Start with some basic minimal viable product as proof of concepts, and then build on that to see what can be developed further in as a full-scale implementation. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Be sure to check out the previous video if you haven't already, on AI for client onboarding for financial advisors. And if you're interested in what we've talked about so far, make sure to visit our website, iautomatisering.net, learning more about our business or mission of responsible and secure AI for business. And you can also find on our website that you can book a call with us in our call.com link. You can also find that in the description of this video. Book a call with us to explore compliance-ready AI solutions, or generally just to one of our workshops to explore what are actually the opportunities here, what are the relevant applications for your needs in your situation. So that's it for today. Be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next few episodes of AI automation in service industries and other videos related to AI and automation. And other than that, I just wish you a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to see you all in the next video.